Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brandon Wynn and this is Critical Failure. So, today's video is without Ed, sadly. He's currently at work, and it's been like 5 days since we've had a video out, so I'm trying to bring those numbers back down to at least every other day. So, this video is on the Astral Dreadnaught. We might revisit this at a later time. Ed and I have decided to look at something as a DM's perspective, and then after that go deeply into each thing, much like how AJ Pickett's videos are, and give like more of a history and stuff like that, more ways to use it and such like that, rather than just going through all the stuff right now. We're just going into Mordecai's Tome of Foes, giving all the stats, all the abilities, and then I'm going to give some homebrew ideas, which I have one just before I started this video, so hopefully soon we'll get to the next video. I'm hoping in the next day and a half maybe, but yeah, this video has to be kind of short, so I'm sorry. Astral Dreadnaughts, if you don't know, are fucking terrifying. They're to what Mordecai's Tome of Foes says, they're enormous and terrifying monstrosities that haunt the silvery void of the astral plane. So if you don't know what the astral plane is, it's basically, what I can tell, what I know, like I've watched so many lore videos, but I can't explain it. It's like, I don't know if it's like a specific plane on its own where like planets exist, which I don't think it is. I think it's its own plane of existence in the multiverse, and it's like basically nothingness upon nothingness. That's like more of like a space type of thing, like, but I imagine it very vibrant with colors, and it looks beautiful as hell and all that type of things. And you can like hide like a holocrux there because almost nothing can be found if it's like small enough, and just, I think it'd be really cool to do something like that if I said holocrux or whatever the fuck it is. But these things basically look like a large snake mixed with a crab, like crab pincers at the very front with like the snake type of head of sorts. Like, I'll show you a picture of it. It looks like that. Like, to me it reminds me of a crab snake. So this thing is big as an ancient dragon, which I thought would be honestly larger than I expected. I thought this thing would be way larger. It's covered in like head to toe in thick layer of spiked plates and spiked plates. Its pincers are razor sharp, and it looks like constellations swirl in the depths of its single eye. And the armored tail, so it's like a tail, I guess, trails off into the silvery void. It has an anti-magic eye, and astral sailors think that people who look into it become crazy. And like spellcasters, it's like, it kind of like is in a cone, if I'm correct, so it's like if it's pointing at you and your spellcaster, you're basically useless. But it eats everything. And they were created by Tharizdun, the chained god. He created it to devour planar travelers, who were seeking portals to lead to the outer, that lead from the astral plane to the outer planes, that they might use to gaze upon their gods or realize some dream of godhood. And these guys don't apparently procreate, but so that their population can't grow. I'm assuming that they do grow. I mean, it just said Tharizdun created them. I'm assuming he can create more. But if you want to like say that there's a set amount in the like your homebrew game, by all means, like, you should do it. I think it'd be really cool, like having like a really cool thing happening to where if you kill them off, it's really cool. But even though Githyanki and other astral voyagers hunt the creatures, they rarely see a success, and dreadnoughts are not in danger of becoming extinct. So I would assume, like, even if you have 14, like, you're probably going to wipe a party out with this. But to continue, the Astral Dreadnaught is a gargantuan monstrosity titan, and it's on the line. It has an armor class of 20. I honestly thought it'd be higher, like a 25, not even gonna lie. It has a hit point count, average hit point count of 297, 17d20 plus 119. Excuse me. It has a movement speed of 15, but a hover speed of 80. It's technically flying, but it says hover next to it. It has a strength of 28, which is a +9, a dexterity of 7. I did not expect that. -2. Constitution of 25 +7. Intelligence of 5 -3. I kind of expected it to be a little bit smarter than that, like at least a 6. Wisdom of 14 +2, and a charisma of 18 +4. I don't see how this thing could have that. It's like, you can talk to this thing, but it's not intelligent. It doesn't understand any language nor speak it. Like, I guess it's for magic, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how the fuck, like, charisma would work into its favor. But its saving throws are dexterity +5, wisdom +9. The skills that he's proficient in is perception, which is a +9. It has damage resistances to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons. I expected a lot more from that. Like, a lot. I expected it to have, like, immunities to everything, but everything else would just do normal damage. This thing, like, can get really messed up if you have some, like, high-powered magic weapons. Like, seriously. Like, of course you're going to have to hit the, like, the armor class rating, but it's like, that is so, like, weak. This is surprising. This is, like, one of the few things that is affected by poison. Damn. But, sorry, that was a real, like, realization that this thing is kind of fucked. This thing is a lot easier to kill now that I think about it. Like, it can be poisoned, but it can be hurt by poison. That's what's funny. It has conditioned immunities to charmed, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, and stunned. All those make sense, except poisoned. I'm assuming it's because it can't run through its system, so I'm assuming what it means by poison is that it affects it and it eats it away, but it's too large for it to actually be poisoned. It doesn't speak any languages. It has a dark vision up to 120 feet and a passive perception of 19. A challenge rating of 21, so 33,000 XP points. It has an anti-magic cone. It's a 150-foot cone, yeah. At the start of its turn, Dreadnaught decides which way the cone faces. It can be blinded, but if the eye is closed, the eye doesn't function, but it doesn't need to blink, so it's fine. It's an astral entity, so the Dreadnaught can't leave the astral plane, nor can it be banished or otherwise transported out of it. It has a demi-plane called Donjon, I'm going to say, or Donjon, whatever. But it says, any creature or object that the astral plane swallows is transported to a demi-plane that can entered by no other means of escape except a wish spell, or this creature Dojon's visit. A creature can leave the demi-plane only by using the magic that enables planar travel, such as plane shift. The demi-plane resembles a stone cave roughly 1,000 feet in diameter with a ceiling of 100 feet high, like a stomach. Contains remains of Dreadnaught's past meals. Dreadnaught cannot be harmed from within the demi-plane. If the Dreadnaught dies, the demi-plane disappears and everything inside it around the corpse. The demi-plane is otherwise indestructible. Okay, that made no sense for a second. So basically, if you kill this and your friends are, like, you know, alive, they just poof right out of there. I mean, if you have enough food, I'm assuming you could actually survive in here for a long time. But it has legendary resistance 3 times a day, and the Astral Dreadnaught fails a saving throw. It can choose to succeed instead. It has magical weapons, so its weapons are considered magical. I don't see this thing picking up any weapons whatsoever. And sever silver cord. If Astral Dreadnaught scores a critical hit against a creature traveling through the astral plane by means of astral projection, the Dreadnaught can cut the target silver cord instead of dealing damage. If you know anything about that, you would know that your cord of sorts is like your lifeline to your, not even a lifeline, but like your ability to travel through the astral plane if you're staying in one location. Its actions are multi-attack. Well, it has multi-attack, sorry. It can make 3 attacks with its bite and 2 with its claws. No, 1 with its bite and 2 with its claws. I did not read that correctly. Sorry. Its bite it has a reach of 10 feet. It's a +16 to hit. It's 1 target, which I would say if it's close enough, you could probably get to in there. It's a fucking giant-ass creature. It does an average of 36, but it's 5d10 +9 piercing damage. If the target creature is huge or smaller, and it reduces to 0 hit points or is incapacitated, the Dreadnaught swallows it. Target swallowed along with everything it's wearing and carrying appears in the unoccupied space of the floor of the Dreadnaught's demi-plane Donjon. Its claws is a +16 to hit, reach of 20. It's 1 target. I would say if they're close enough, like right next to each other within like 5 feet, you can probably get someone else. It's a 3d6 +9 slashing damage, but it's average of 19. Its legendary actions, it can make a claw attack, Dunyan Visit, costs 2 actions. One creature that is huge or smaller that the Astral Dreadnaught can see within 60 feet must succeed a DC 19 Charisma saving throw or be magically transported to an unoccupied space in the floor of the Astral Dreadnaught's demiplane Dunyan. The end of the target's next turn, the target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied. I found that really cool. It just kind of like, if you're like dealing a lot of damage, it would be kind of wise enough to like look over at you and just be like, poof, and you're gone. Psychic Projection. Cost of 3 actions for the legendary action. Each creature within 60 feet of the Astral Dreadnaught must make a DC 19 Wisdom save or take 15 2d10 plus 4 psychic damage on a failed save or take half as much on a successful save. I would say that it would probably, what you could do with that, since it says Psychic Projection, like it could like manifest a like clone of itself, but it's more like a like a duplicate spell, basically, doppelganger, whatever the hell it is, where it just forms a silent image. Otherwise, it's like silent image, and it just kind of sits there, and it can do what it does, but it's like it's just more or less a frightened thing. So you can make it to where it's a DC 19 Charisma save to basically get it to make you frightened, which I think would be a really cool idea. So. Other things you could try, and if you really want to fuck a character, you could use one of my homebrew god stats, have that thing riding a Astral Dreadnaught for some sort of reason. I would say if you want to, do what you want with that thing. Like, if you want it out of the astral plane, go ahead and take it out. Like, it's your game. If you, I just thought of like a halfling trying to command it. If you want to do some like really big damage, like Abattoir, because they usually fight each other, like they're not friendly with each other whatsoever. Like Astral Dreadnaughts do not deal with each other. Like they won't kill each other because they're too strong for each other. It's just one loses and kind of leaves. So if you really want to piss off a party, or like however you're running the game, like imagine throwing 2 of those things, and like not only are the 2 Astral Dreadnaughts fighting, but they like kind of are like hitting the other people too, because it's like they're like flies and they're like just swatting at them, eating them and stuff like that. I think that'd be cool. And if you want to, like, you could have it to where the Astral Dreadnaught like regains like 3d10 hit points for swallowing someone, you know. I think that'd be really cool. So yeah, that's it for me. Like, I'm really tired and have to be at work in the next few minutes. So I'm Brandon Wynn. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below, please. I want to get my backseat DMing thing started, so please do that. Hopefully in the next few days we'll have the next creature started. If not, then I'll just do one by myself. So yeah, please have your friends and everyone start watching these videos. That's the only way we can grow as a channel. I mean, I'm trying my best to keep this afloat, so yeah. So hopefully soon I will be able to start getting the YouTube videos that I want started, more audio based. I know that with how I just got, I totally forgot, Audacity, sorry, downloaded onto my computer. Thank you to, big shout out to my girlfriend for that. She got some stuff on my computer to help me get some stuff started from my computer for this channel. I'm going to start using that to do, hopefully soon, to get my more parody videos of each class started, because I think it would be really great. I got to start writing some scripting stuff for that, because a lot of it's just going to be off the cuff stupidity, but it is definitely, if we get big enough of that, it is definitely not going to be monetized. I'm going to tell you that. It's going to be vulgar as hell. So thank you guys again. That was the Astral Dreadnaught. See you in the next video.